Hello and welcome to day 53, I think, or 54. Here for 111 days of Align and Shine with Mary Jo. 111 days to align and shine, to align the energies within us, to shine, whatever we're here to shine. Shine our heart's delight, shine our true essence, shine our soulful presence, shine our creative expression, that which lights up our soul, our heart, or which brings vitality to our bodies, which embraces this evolutionary time and new energy of consciousness expansion. So, whatever I'm about to share today is definitely as much for me as for anyone else that will hear this. If you're listening, you're hearing it. Today has been a bit of a rough day. Challenging day, maybe, is another way of saying it. We can all relate to that, right? Yeah. The mirror is very up close and in my face of what needs to be let go, what needs to realign or to come into a new alignment within me through, deeply recalibrating into a new story. And so this is the theme of everything I have been sharing over these days. And trust me, I am the student. As much as whatever I share, I am very much the student, and trusting and surrendering and letting go into this deeper part of me. Call it the heart, the soul. And I talk about brainwave states shifting from beta brainwave to alpha to theta. Basically, the more relaxed we are, the more we take a good deep breath and exhale out, releasing the push pull, the struggle, the stress, the striving, the hustle, the pressure, the more, not enough, too much. And we just let that soften as we shift brainwave states from the beta to the alpha, and our body just relaxes and kind of purrs. And we drop deeper and deeper inward. That's what real mindfulness is about, dropping from the head into the body, into the awareness of the moment. Becoming aware of the breath. So with that, I invite you to become aware of your breath. Open eyes, closed eyes. Closed eyes just helps you drop in more and just become aware of your breath. Hand on the heart, hand on the belly really helps to drop that focus inward, to feel the sensations of your hand on your heart, hand on your belly, and just allowing yourself the grace of taking this moment to be with your breath, to be with your body, to be with yourself. There comes a time in this great evolutionary time that we're in, this great evolutionary expansion of consciousness, of awakening of consciousness, where we are just not getting away. I'm not getting away with old patterns that are constrictive, limiting, connected to lack and scarcity, unworthiness, attachment to external references for my sense of value, validation, worth. We are called inwards. The awakening to remember. I shared the story of beautiful Bella the greyhound and how she is such a mirror and such a teacher, helping me to become aware of where I'm not being fully present and listening to the needs of my body or the preferences of my body, or just, what it wants to eat, how to nourish myself, to deeply, deeply nourish where I'm distracting or numbing or going to some default habits. And for me, that looks like tea and chocolate instead of actually cooking myself some proper food and realizing my body wants colorful veggies. And I'm going back to a bit of an old pattern of tea and chocolate, which right now my body is not letting me get away with. My gut gets bloated, upset. And it's not just the food, it's the quality of presence, the quality of, well, it's really the state of beingness, state of presence. So beautiful Bella the greyhound is reflecting that back to me as she is not eating her food until I get very present, very grounded, release any sense of pressure or in my head, and I get nice and grounded with my breath and my body and just sit with her, be with her, unrushed. I get to see any places of impatience, pushiness, annoyance, frustration when she's not eating. However, once I shift my state of doing into beingness, into presence, and create that spaciousness. So with me now, create the spaciousness of presence. You see, when we feel like we don't have enough time or don't have enough, we're in the survival. We're in that externalized, gotta get, gotta have in order to be. But in truth, it works the other way around. Tony Robbins talks about this. Lots of people talk about this. It's about the state of beingness. And I'm receiving this myself because there's places in my life other places in my life as well, that got my attention today where I've been avoiding taking full responsibility for, I guess, or bringing my full presence to. And recognizing, yeah, that again, that it's the beingness to inspire the action. And that leads to having the thing. So it comes from a very different energy, a very different space within us. It comes from a space of abundance, actually. Taking the action that's inspired from abundance, from being deeply connected to our hearts, to our higher self. Not that it's higher, but our deeper self, our theta brainwave, and that remembrance that we are innately, inherently, just, yeah, unquestionably worthy and deserving. It's not even in question. To the deeper part of us, it's innately who we are. But when we become more externalized and shift brainwave states, as we wake up in the morning, we wake out of delta into theta and the dreamy state, and then we move into alpha and we kind of lose a bit of that, and then we come into beta, and then we're back in our self-identity as the personality, as the ego, in this time-space reality that we call Earth. And yet we sleep for however many hours we sleep, and where are we then? No thinking mind, no stories, unless, dream time stories perhaps. But usually we're going to get at least some or a lot of that time in deep, deep restfulness, where we're not dreaming, just deeply connected back into our source. So I just invite you to breathe with yourself, breathe with this moment, breathe with this transmission. Beyond my words is frequency, and frequency is energies. And those energies are communicating far more than my words can say. So breathe into and allow yourself to receive whatever is here for you to receive for yourself, to gift to yourself, to allow your body to receive. To receive the breath, to receive the pause in between the breaths, in between the words. To receive the deepening into awareness. And the message that all is well, that you're okay, you are not broken, I am not broken, we are okay, everything is working out for us, everything is working out for you. Receive the breath and exhale out the struggle, the tensions, whatever is ready to be let go. And just imagine yourself in a beautiful crystalline light shower pouring from above your head. And this shower, this purified light, knows exactly how to transmute and to clear and cleanse the body's energy field, just with your intention to allow that for yourself. So let's just be in that for a few moments. Imagine, sense, feel, know that crystalline light shower coming down through the crown, calming, soothing the neural pathways in the brain, relaxing the jaw, reminding to release any unspoken words, any holding back one's words, one's authentic expression. Soften the jaw, maybe give a little wiggle. Seeing that light, just imagine it coming in back of the skull. You might want to give yourself a little head massage. Continue to breathe and receive and allow as we deepen the crystalline shower light coming down through the neck, over the shoulders, down the arms, just releasing the weight of responsibility on the shoulders, anywhere the human part, the human expression feels overburdened, overwhelmed, feels like it has to figure it out. It has to come up with the right answers or take on other responsibility for others. Just releasing that now, releasing that energy, those beliefs, those habits, with compassion, with forgiveness for wherever that was picked up in this and any other lifetimes, down through the lineage. You may even like to just sweep it down your arms, out through the hands, out through the wrists. If you're feeling much in the wrists and the hands, just releasing, especially on the right side, is kind of clutching, grasping. So just release any pressure from that side of the body. Exhaling. You can flick it out, the hands. Moving down through the back, the chest, the belly, the lower back. Moving through all the different organs, the lungs, the liver, the stomach, the gallbladder, the pancreas, the spleen, the digestive tract, the large intestines, small intestines, the reproductive organs, down into the pelvis. White shower of crystalline light. Even if you don't visualize, sense, feel, know, pretend, allow yourself to imagine, to pretend. Everything begins in the imagination, moving down through the pelvis, down through the legs, the thighs, the glutes, the back of the legs, the hamstrings, the knees. Down through the shin bones, the calves. Allow yourself to breathe and to sigh out. And just feel that dropping down, down, down. Dropping in. Down through the legs, down through the ankle. Feet on the earth. And just see that shower of light. Just washing and cleansing and clearing. Nothing to do here, just to allow, to breathe and allow. It can be that simple. It can be that easy. Just because we've been conditioned, or just because you've been conditioned, that it's got to be hard or a struggle, or you gotta keep yourself tangled up in knots of stress and worry and hustle and pressure, and doesn't mean it's natural. Doesn't mean it has to be that way. So allowing yourself some grace, true grace. Grace is flow. Grace is glow. Grace is infinite grace is, there's just not, infinite grace to me feels like, just beyond words, really. It's a real sense of all is well, peace, harmony. Trust in the flow and the rhythm and the glow and the radiance and the divine timing. And there's like a synergy to it, grace. I'm being reminded that many years ago, I was with a group of people and we toned just spontaneously, intuitively, and we were just for fun tuning into different themes around abundance. So wealth, money, prosperity, abundance, the jackpot. And we just intuitively just toned whatever sounds came. And it was all very interesting. I'd never done anything like that before. So it was interesting. I was curious. I was open. But what really struck me out of all of them, what really struck me was just like an aha moment, was a wow moment, was when we went to tune into the energy of jackpot, what the energy of the true jackpot is, what the frequency is. And I went into it with my human programmed, conditioned ideas. I imagine cha-ching, cha-ching, jackpot, the lotto, the wheel, ba-bing, ba-bing, all of that. And when I actually dropped into it and started to bring through whatever came intuitively, I got the awareness. It just, it was like, it was wow. Like my human certainly didn't expect this. And what I realized is that the true jackpot frequency, to really be living the jackpot on earth, we think, if I win the $1 million or trillion or whatever it is, 60 million, what it is, then I'll be happy. Then I'll have it all sorted. Then I won't have any worries or concerns. And of course, the statistics are that a lot of people who have won the lottery aren't particularly any happier after, the initial, I don't know, I can't remember how long. And often that, especially those who didn't have money beforehand, they often end up back more broke, or in debt or whatever, because everything is actually energy and frequency, and what we're putting out we get back. So it really doesn't matter on how, on yeah, on the money. That's, even for me to hear myself saying right now, is actually I needed to hear that. Basically, I needed to be reminded that deep down my heart knows that is a truth, because yeah, there's some things happening in my own external reality that is, yeah, where I'm definitely been invited to remember these deeper truths, and that the real jackpot is grace, truly is grace, living in a state of grace, which to me is a state of connection, a state of trust. And it's connected with the deeper reality, the deeper, say, universal physics, if you like, beyond form. Yeah, frequency before form. So breathing into that, receiving whatever is here for you to receive, and hopefully the remembrance to allow yourself more grace. That is the invitation for myself as much as you. I come on here, I allow my heart to speak to, yeah, because frankly, my human often doesn't feel like coming on. I come on, yeah, I'm here for myself, to receive myself, to breathe with myself, to share, as authentically and vulnerably, to, yeah, for whoever it may, resonate with, who'll be guided to watch this, because there's something here for you. And I trust that. I'm learning to trust that more and more, trust the resonance, trust the frequency. Yeah. However, as I think I said in a video not that long ago, I can talk the talk, and I'm pretty good at, I can walk the walk as well. I want to give myself credit. However, I just want to say it's one thing to know, and it really is another thing to fully embody and to live it, and to, yeah, to really, I guess, yeah, I guess, yeah, it's actually often in the challenges where we get to see what we truly align with, what we truly believe deep down. And so, yeah, so that's often the gift of our challenges, is to discover, you know. I learned all this great stuff, and but yeah, when that challenge came, where did it go? I forgot. I forgot to breathe. I went into my head, I went into fear, I went into overwhelm, I went into all the worst case scenarios that my mind could come up with. Wow, isn't that interesting? Maybe it's time I don't do that anymore. Maybe it's time I truly practice and really get familiar with rhythmic breathing, with grounded presence, and with deepening the self connection, and to really bridging, healing any broken trust with the self, with one's heart, one's soul, one's higher self, with source, God, and to reclaim that relationship as a kind and generous and loving and abundant and graceful connection, a connection that we can lean into, we can relax our nervous system into, And so the human part of us can be held, is held, that we can allow that now. And in the face of our triggers, in the face of our fears, in the face of our worries and concerns and biggest places of issues around self-worth or not enough, those are the places where we get to choose. We get to choose differently. We get to choose to not self-abandon. We get to choose. And the first step of not abandoning yourself is taking a deep breath or just remembering the breath, just bringing your awareness. Remember the breath, rhythmic breath. Allow the belly to soften, allow the lungs to expand, bring the awareness down, feet on the earth, to be present, to be here, not running off in worst case scenarios. And I get it. It's not for the faint-hearted, all this. That's why most people, I mean, more and more people are awakening and realizing that we really have to take ourselves under our own wing because the external is not showing itself as very reliable for that. We'll put it like that. So we've got to become what it is that we truly desire, to be away shore within our own hearts, within our own energy field, within our own psychology, within our own resonance field. And then wherever we go, we share that with others naturally. No effort, no trying, no, when we give ourselves whatever it is we're trying to get externally, compassion, kindness, patience, appreciation, acknowledgement, just holding ourselves when there is the deep emotion, the emotions rise, the grief, the sadness, the anger. Can we hold ourselves even in that? And that could be hand on the heart, hand on the belly, taking herself out for a walk. I've been getting myself in, there's a beautiful pool outside. It's pretty cold, pretty powerful though, in terms of, to stay in that pool requires that I breathe, and that I surrender, and that I let go any resistance. I let go any resistant thoughts to being in the cold, and to soften and to trust and to watch my body bit by bit get more comfortable with it, and to trust that it's safe. It's safe in the cold water. It's safe in, and from there, we learn, we can take that into our life, no matter how challenging it presents itself. To remember to breathe. That's the good, I talked about this before in another video, but cold water, cold shower. Start to practice that, because it's teaching the body, the nervous system, that I can be present with uncomfortable things. I can be here with uncomfortable things. I don't need to avoid, or the body doesn't need to interpret that as danger. So we expand our capacity for life, actually. Okay. Went a bit longer than I thought I would. Trust that this is serving your heart as much as it's serving mine today. I needed to receive these words. I needed to feel those words being expressed from my heart, from my soul, from my higher self, to really support my human today with some challenging stuff that's been arising. And so it is. Namaste.